Good afternoon, Utah. Happy Friday. We have made it to the end of the week. We'll begin with our headlines, which include hazy sunshine today, strong winds, storms on Saturday, and a big cool down is ahead. So we're looking at some pretty big changes as we move into the upcoming weekend. Here's a current view from our doTERRA downtown Salt Lake City camera, and as you look over towards the mountains, it is definitely hazy out there. We're not looking at the best air quality once again, unhealthy for sensitive groups right along the Wasatch Front. Meanwhile, in St. George, a lot of blue sky, but we're now beginning to see a little bit of clouds developing out there, and that's because moisture is now beginning to work its way into the southern half of the state. We'll show you that here on the bigger picture of things, where we have a high pressure sitting down to our southeast, we got a low pressure sitting down to our southwest. Our winds are becoming more southerly, and you can actually see the moisture that's working its way in. And in southern Utah, an isolated shower and thunderstorm will be a possibility by later this afternoon into tonight. Meanwhile, as we move into Sunday, our next cold front is taking shape, and that's going to make it feel like fall as we turn the page into the early stages of next week. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a bit. But because the winds are expected to increase today across central Utah, there is a elevated fire weather risk for today, and in southwestern Wyoming and in eastern Nevada, there's also a red flag warning that's currently in effect, and that will also last until this evening. So if you're in the red flag warning, be very cautious, avoid any burning because, again, conditions are favorable, and that's also a very similar story in the central half of Utah as well. Daytime highs will continue to run above average. We'll go with the daytime high of 86 degrees in Salt Lake City. That's about 5 degrees above normal. 83 degrees in Cedar City. A little bit more cloud coverage later this afternoon with that slight shower chance. And in St. George, you'll still reach a high of 96 degrees. So let's begin the futurecast. Over the next couple of hours, things will stay relatively quiet, but you'll see as we move into the evening in southwestern Utah, a few isolated showers and thunderstorms will be a possibility. They're going to favor the high terrain, but I wouldn't be completely surprised if we find a little bit of rain in St. George later on tonight. Then as that moisture continues to move north, as that low pressure moves into our area, scattered showers and thunderstorms will be a possibility across the Beehive State tomorrow. And some of those thunderstorms could be strong, and they could produce hail, strong gusty winds, and also brief heavy rain. So tomorrow, if you have any outdoor plans, make sure that you're keeping tabs of the weather just in case, especially if you're maybe going to a football game or going for a hike down in some of our national parks. But as we move from tomorrow afternoon into the evening, the moisture will start to move away to the east. So the timing on showers and thunderstorms will mainly be from the morning through the afternoon into the early stages of the evening. And then as the nighttime moves on, the chance of rain will begin to go down. And then by Sunday, we're looking at predominantly dry conditions all ahead of the next cold front that'll be arriving Sunday night into Monday. And by Monday morning, it's going to feel like fall in Utah. But as I mentioned, if you're heading out to some of our national parks tomorrow, there will be the probability for some flash flooding. So tomorrow, probably not the best day to go for a hike. And if you're going to the parks, you need to have a way to keep tabs on the weather. Maybe you're going to be going to Arizona State versus BYU. And at the tailgate, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, showers and thunderstorms a possibility. The rain chance will start to go down as we move into the evening. An isolated shower still a possibility around kickoff, but I think we're looking at dry skies and comfortable temperatures by the end of the game. And it should be a pretty good game with two ranked teams and BYU coming off that win last weekend against U of U. In St. George, we'll be looking at a chance of showers and thunderstorms a little bit later today with a daytime high of 96. Going to be windy, mostly sunny most of the time. Isolated thunderstorms a possibility for our Saturday, looking at dry conditions for your Sunday with daytime highs dialing back to the 80s for your Monday and Tuesday. Along the Wasatch Front, hazy, sunny, and breezy today. Scattered thunderstorms a possibility tomorrow, dry for your Sunday. Then look at Monday and Tuesday. Daytime highs in the 60s. It's going to feel like fall as we move into next week.